Good evening. How are you tonight? My name is Carl, one of the founders of Fit Family 24/7, and I'm excited to be with you right now for another version of our Fit Family Weekly live broadcast every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Tonight we got an exciting thing to talk about. It actually is a framework that we've used in our lives to help us build and accomplish pretty much anything we wanted, including our health, including our wealth, including us continually being better parents and family members for my wife and I. So anyways, we're going to talk about that tonight. But before we get started, I'm going to open this door right outside the screen because it's kind of echoey in here. Hopefully that helps. And yeah, it's going to be fantastic. If you are brand new with us tonight, I want you to write first time in the comments section so we can welcome you and we can make sure you're supported, make sure you have everything you need to have a great experience with us tonight. And here's what I'm going to ask from you tonight. I'm asking you for 1% of your trust. And the reason I'm asking for 1% is I want to earn the other 99% based on my authenticity tonight, based on the information I'm sharing and the stories I tell about how we've implemented this stuff in our lives. And so if you can give me 1%, I'll earn the other 99%, I promise you, and we're going to have a fantastic night. Okay, with that, I got my computer off screen right here, and I'm going to try and track as best I can live with you. So if you have questions, please jot them down in the comment section. I'll leave a little bit of time at the end to go through the feed and see if anyone has any questions on what we're talking about tonight. So we're going to, hopefully this will stay updated and live. Okay, there I am. That's kind of weird looking at yourself and talking to the camera. So anyways, I'll have that up tonight, so that'll be great. And yeah, just really excited to be here. So you know what? Actually, one other thing before we get started. I also want to just have a quick pitch, plant a seed with you that this Thursday night we have our first ever food and support webinar. And so let me ask you a question. Do you value eating healthy? Okay, if you do, this webinar is for you. Do you value support in your wellness? And what I mean by that is, have you ever tried different programs to maybe lose weight or increase your energy or workout program, and you haven't always stuck with it for the long term? And maybe you try it for a week or 2 weeks or a month or two, and then you kind of it fades away. Okay, then this webinar is for you because we're going to be talking about how to get the right food in and teaching a lot around that, and also how to have the right support. And actually, that is the only place on the webinar this Thursday night. That is the only place that you can join our next challenge, which is our next 7-day challenge. And it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. So anyways, stick around for that. Or click on the link if you want to get registered for that right away, because it's going to be unbelievable. So anyways, the webinar is going to be great. So let's get started tonight. Tonight we're talking about the 4-pillar framework that my wife and I have used, like I've said, to create everything and manifest everything that we've created in our lives. And we especially use it in our wellness. Because here's the thing, when you take care of you, you can serve your family the best. You can serve your community the best. You can serve your spouse the best and your kids the best if you take care of you. If you don't take care of you and don't make time to eat healthy, get the workouts in, take a little bit of time for yourself for self-care, whether that's meditation for you or whether that's going to the spa or anything in between, right? When you don't take time to do that, eventually you get run down and you're always lacking energy. You're usually short-tempered, don't get enough sleep because your sleep cycles are out of whack. And sometimes you say things you wish you wouldn't have said, and you're not trying to be a prick, you're not trying to be an ass, right? But sometimes things just come out when you're in a state of low energy, when you're in a state of low willpower. And so we got to take care of you first, and that's really one of our beliefs. So if you're in alignment with that, just go ahead and write in self-care in the comment section, and maybe even chime in of what your self-care is. So what do you do to feel good? What do you need to do? Do you need to eat certain foods, get a certain amount of sleep every night, drink a certain amount of water? Do you need to spend a certain amount of time with your kids or your spouse? Do you need to spend time by yourself? Right? Maybe you need to go on the lake. Whatever it is for you, type it in. I'd love to see what you need to feel your best. And lastly, go ahead and type in the comment section if you would, where you're from, where you're chiming in from tonight. because it's really cool to see the Fit Family community and our family and really where everyone's coming from. It's all across the country, so it's very, very cool to see that. Anyways, right on. Okay, let's get started. 4-pillar framework tonight. Okay, you're gonna love this. Absolutely love this. And throughout the month of February, every Tuesday night, I'm going to give you another pillar. So tonight is the first Tuesday in February. So we're going to talk about pillar number 1 of the 4-pillar framework. And every week, so next week we'll go pillar 2, the following week we'll go pillar 3, and the week after that we'll go pillar 4. So it's going to be kind of a progressive, wellness, life training this month that you can use to improve your life immediately. And like I said, you're going to get a ton of value from this. So give me 1% of your trust tonight, and I'll earn the other 99%. So here we go. 4-pillar frame. I'm going to run out of room. Work. Okay. The first one that we're going to talk about tonight is we're going to talk about beliefs. Okay. We're going to talk about attitude. These are all within the first pillar. So this is pillar number 1. I'm going to make it a little number 1 here. Beliefs, attitude, bear with me with my handwriting, and self-awareness. Self-awareness. Marker's kind of going dead. Sweet! Okay, so I'm going to switch colors. Hopefully they'll work better. So in the 4-pillar framework, pillar number 1 is these 3 things all kind of make up pillar number 1, which in my mind is kind of like your mindset. It's how you operate every day. It's where you come from. It's your foundation. If your mindset is off base, if you're thinking negative thoughts, if you're lacking gratitude, if you're frustrated, if you feel feelings of resentment or anger, if you are not giving as much as you possibly could, right, your foundation is off, and it doesn't matter what you try and build on top of that foundation. If the foundation is off, it's gonna crumble. Like the old story of building a house on sand or rock. You want to build your house on rock because it's gonna stand forever, versus you build your house on sand and it's not gonna stand. You probably don't know this about me. I'm gonna share this with you right now. I don't think I've shared this with you. I was what some of my friends who used to razz me back in the day used to call me a PK, which was a pastor's kid. So I grew up in an amazing family, and my mom and dad are so awesome. My dad was a Lutheran pastor, and so some of my not so soft friends would call me a PK and try and make fun of that. And at the time I'd get pissed because I was young and I just thought they were making fun of me. But anyways, that story of the house on the rock or the sand is kind of a reference from the Bible, I believe. And anyways, just kind of a wraparound, a little bit about me. It was interesting growing up in that family. I definitely don't think I'm a religious person. I'm more of a spiritual, universal person, and not so denominational. But I learned a lot in my childhood from my dad, and specifically from some of the experiences we went through as a family. So, very cool, very cool. So, anyways, this pillar number 1, I think of as like your mindset. It's your foundation. Okay, so if you've ever had a time in your life where you haven't felt the best, right, and you feel compelled to share, I would love to hear what that was for you. I think we've all had many situations where we haven't always felt the best and maybe didn't act the best or act from our true self. And we said things we didn't wish we would have said and done things we wish we would have done. I mean, anytime we're operating from a space other than love and gratitude, we're not really operating from our true selves. That's one of our beliefs too. So anyways, go ahead and comment if you've had a time in your life where you've struggled and maybe you want to share that with the group, because I think when we kind of align and share some of the struggles we've been through, it brings us closer together and allows us to support each other a little bit more. And I'm just checking the computer quick. I want to make sure, see if we got any comments. So your beliefs. So let's talk about beliefs first, right? Like, what are your beliefs? And it almost sounds like an abstract thing, like, okay, your beliefs. But the way I think about it is this, is your beliefs are like your operating system. So, if you have a computer, which you probably do, or you have a phone, which my phone's right there, but if you have a phone, right, there's a system that allows it to work. And that is like the coding. It's the operating system that allows it to function. And you have an operating system inside of you, in your mind actually, in your DNA. And you've created that operating system either unintentionally by accepting other people's beliefs or intentionally by accepting beliefs you've created by experiences in your life. And so if you've never sat down and thought about what your beliefs are, then you have unconsciously accepted the beliefs of your parents, of your friends, of your environment, of people that influenced you when you're young in your life. Okay, from the age of 0 to 7 is a very influential time in your life where literally every single thing you hear, you feel, you touch, you experience, it's stored in your physiological body, in your mind, and you develop your operating system, your belief system. And that is from Bruce Lipton. I'm going to show you one of his books here where I got that from. But anyways, this is very important because however you're functioning today, it is based on your underlying beliefs. And usually they're under the surface, like you don't think about them all the time. And it's really important to take some time and really ask yourself, okay, what are your beliefs? Okay? So hopefully you can see this, it's not too small. What are your beliefs? So you can start working on this right now. And by the way, if you don't have a paper or pencil and want to take some notes tonight, you may want to do that because you're going to get a lot of value out of the next 10-15 minutes as we're going through this. But the question is, what are your beliefs? And actually the belief is your OS, or your operating system. Okay, so here's where the pen hits the paper. So if you got your pen and paper out, go ahead and take it out and write this down. What are your beliefs? So here's the way I like to think about it. Look at your past. Okay, so if you're trying to answer this question, it may be tough to do, but here's the easy way to go about it. Look at your past. Look at things that you've done in the past. For example, for me, I used to play sports. I used to be big into hockey. I used to be very, very big into hockey and loved it and spent all of my time working on it. And one of the beliefs I developed in sports athletics was that if I work hard enough, I can be successful. And I don't know where that came from exactly. I haven't traced the exact point, and maybe it's accumulation of a bunch of things, but I've always been an extremely hard worker. I don't know why. It's just kind of how I'm programmed to. As I see someone that's really good at something, and I think to myself, why can't I be that? Or why can't I do that? And if I am not in this position or don't have the skill set to do what they're doing, so in this instance play hockey that well, I would say, well, let's go to work. I would start working at that sport to get better. So what that tells me, why I'm sharing this with you, is one of my belief systems that I developed really young in life was that if I try hard enough and work hard enough, I can be successful. It doesn't matter what it was at, I could be successful. And it's really paid off in my life. One thing that didn't serve me, like that belief was a positive, empowering belief. A belief that hasn't served me in the past was when I kind of went through my 7 years of struggle per se before when I had a lot of body image issues, a lot of weight issues. I was trying to figure out myself and kind of going through my growth standpoint of like mentally growing, spiritually growing, emotionally growing. This was through beginning of junior hockey all the way through college. It was like a 7-year time frame. Anyways, I had developed this false belief that I could not be consistent. I thought that I was never going to be able to be consistent, so I would start an eating program and I would give up 2 or 3 weeks in. Or I'd start working out like crazy and I'd give up 2 or 3 weeks in. And there was a whole bunch of underlying things to that, but I had this belief that I could not be consistent. And it's something I had to battle with and still have to battle with, of reprogramming myself to say, yes, you can. You just got to do a little bit every day. And so anyways, just kind of the both sides of the coin. A belief I've had in the past that was very empowering based on my experiences. Also a negative belief, disempowering belief that I've had in the past that was based on my experiences, what I developed myself. So for you, what are your beliefs? What's a belief that you've had in the past based on your experiences? Right? Are you a hard worker? Maybe you believe that you could do anything you wanted. Maybe you believed you're not good enough. Maybe you believe that you're bad at English. That was one that I had for a long time. I'm bad at English. One that I had for a long time was I'm really good at math and science because I was kind of a logical thinker. What are some things that you've told yourself, sold yourself, a story you've fed yourself in the past that has served you or hasn't served you? Go ahead and type that in if you want to share. I'd love to give you credit for being open and transparent on tonight's call. But that's a question you want to ask. So if you're not, if maybe right now you're just focused and you're listening in, this is something you want to revisit and really spend some time thinking about, because it's going to shed light on your current situation if you haven't done this yet. Okay? Because you can't improve, you can't grow, you can't evolve until you understand where you're starting from, which is your mind, which is the space between your ears. So that's how you discover your beliefs. Okay, so I'm just going to write that. Discover your beliefs. And if you're still think it's a little esoteric, like a little too philosophical or too like 30,000 feet like viewpoint, I'm going to give you a reference. Dude, check this book out. It's called The Biology of a Belief by Bruce Lipton. This is where I got a lot of my information from. It's unbelievable, and it's the science of how thoughts control your life, which is exactly what beliefs are. So great book. Check it out if you want to do a little bit of soul searching, and that will really serve you long term. Ton of work. It's probably the hardest work you can do is when you have to really sit down with yourself and look inside, do the internal work, but it's going to serve you long term. So, any beliefs that you had that you want to share, go ahead and write them in. Empowering beliefs you had, maybe disempowering beliefs you had, and maybe share a quick little sentence of the story behind it, because that's where a lot of them come from, is the stories we tell ourselves. Okay, second thing is your attitude of pillar number 1 in the four-pillar framework that I'm going to be sharing with you all through the month of February here at Fit Family. That is going to be your training for the month. And basically, if you take this and think about applying it to an area of your life. So think about weight loss. How do you lose weight? Well, how do you use this to lose weight? Well, you got to identify what are your beliefs around your weight. What are your beliefs around your wellness, about what you can or can't accomplish, or what stopped you in the past, or what's allowed you to progress in the past, right? Then we're going to talk about your attitude, how you feel on a moment-to-moment basis in your life, which is a reflection also of what you believe. So if we're talking about your weight right now, we're talking about your physique, your wellness, and you don't feel great about it, you probably have some type of underlying belief about yourself that maybe you're fat, or that maybe you're not beautiful, or maybe your dad didn't love you enough, so you didn't feel like you're worthy of love, and so that reflects in your attitude every day. I don't know what it is for you. It could be a million things, but I'm just kind of throwing some things out there that I've heard in the past. For me, I thought I was fat for a long time. I thought if I didn't have a six-pack, I couldn't be confident. I thought I couldn't have confidence if I didn't have a six-pack, which is totally asinine, right? It's totally like, duh, that's just ridiculous. But when you're in the middle of the story that you've sold yourself thousands of times, you don't really see the forest through the trees. You're just stuck, okay? And so tonight's framework, pillar number 1, is help to shake you up a little bit. Its purpose is to shake you up a little bit and step back so you can look down at the forest and understand where you're standing in that forest. So anyways, attitude is your current, it basically is, how you, it's like living your beliefs on a moment-to-moment basis, okay? So it's how you care for yourself every day. Let's read my notes. How you carry yourself. How you carry yourself. Okay? If you meet someone that's really sincere, really happy, and loves to be around people, they probably have a belief that people are nice, people are fun, people are fun to be around. One of our customers that comes in on a lot of daily basis is he does not like to be around a lot of people. He likes his space. He doesn't like to be hugged. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I think he just has beliefs around people, and that there needs to be distance there. Hugging is maybe not a good thing, or maybe doesn't provide value for him in his world, in his perspective. Now other people, we have a coach on our team that loves people, that always wants to be around people. He gets fired up by people, so he has a belief around people that people are exciting, people are fun, people bring value to him. Okay, so that's how he carries himself every day. When he's around people, he's excited, he's happy. So how are you carrying yourself every day? Are you happy? Are you optimistic? Are you enthusiastic? Or are you a little down on your luck? Are you a little pessimistic? Are you a little gray? Are you a little negative? Are you a little mundane? Let me tell you something. You were not born to be mundane. You were not born to be monotone. You were not born to be boring. You were born to be excited about life, excited about what you're into, about what your passions are. here's the thing, we get beat down so much, we develop false belief systems about ourselves, our attitude reflects our beliefs, and now we carry ourselves as mundane and gray and just kind of blah every single day. It's not who you are. Who you are is excited, is passionate, is feeling so good about yourself, but we just gotta kind of sift through the crap, get rid of the fog, clear it up so you can see that and feel that. So first thing is awareness of what your beliefs are and what your attitude is about those beliefs. So attitude is your beliefs in action. So I've been kind of talking about that, but I'll just kind of write it down for your notes. Beliefs in action. Now think about this from your wellness, from your weight, right? Fit family, this is what we're about, is getting you as healthy as possible so you can serve your family, serve your spouse, serve yourself the best. Okay, what's your attitude like about yourself? About how you look in the mirror? When you stand naked in front of the mirror, how do you feel? Do you kind of stand taller and say, yeah, I look pretty good, right? Or do you kind of like, whoa, like, don't show me that picture again, this is scary, right? Like, how are you when you're standing in front of the mirror naked? It's kind of a funny thought to think about and kind of a little weird, to talk about, but it really kind of exposes how you feel about yourself, right? About your physique, about how confident you are about it. If you're not in love with it, then let's work on this and start changing it, taking some actions. So anyways, your beliefs are, or your attitude is beliefs in action. And lastly, what I want you to know about this is you get to choose your attitude every single day. Now, if right now you're feeling kind of great, kind of mundane, kind of like blah, right? If you have a really positive friend and they're super annoying and they're like, just be positive, you can be positive, come on, like try and pull it out of you. It's not always possible to go from like mundane and boring or maybe even depressed to positive, right? So that jump may be too big in the beginning and doesn't even it's not even possible for your body to create that. But what is possible is for you to go from maybe here of monotone gray and depressed to maybe one shade lighter of gray, not so depressed, not so anxious, not so upset, not so frustrated all the time, not so angry at others. So maybe you just go one step up. And then you're kind of there for a little while. And then maybe a week after that, you can like morph your mind a little bit to get a little bit more optimistic about your life, about you, about being excited about what you have in your future. So it's not always possible to go from depressed to unbelievably optimistic and excited, right? That jump is maybe too great. So having steps in that process may be the way you need to go. And most of us actually, we don't change in a moment. We usually evolve over time. And so when I say you choose your attitude, you do. Don't think you have to make an exponential jump in 2 seconds, right? That's just, you're going to give up. It's just unrealistic for a lot of us. So think of it more of like a stepping ladder. Just go rung by rung by rung by rung. Over time, you can improve your attitude. You can choose better feeling thoughts to make you feel better about yourself. So we're wrapping this around everything, but even applying this to your wellness, about how you feel about your physique, your energy levels, your strength, your confidence, your motivation, okay, all that stuff. Okay, and the last piece of pillar number 1 of the 4 pillars, and again, pillar number 1 is like your mindset. We're kind of all talking about your foundation here. Everything's built off of this. Is your self-awareness. So let me ask you, if you're with us right now, if you're following, jot down in the comments section, have you ever thought about your attitude? Right? Most of us don't stop and think and reflect. We're just kind of living our lives. We're going through and what's next, what's next, what's next. You know, oh, maybe there's a TV show on tonight I'm going to watch, and then I feel tired, so I'm going to go to bed. Then I wake up, I'm hungry, so I'm going to eat. And then it's time to go to work, so you go to work. And then you get home, or then you have to go pick your kids up from school, so you go do that. So we just kind of get in this step by step by step. We don't really take a ton of time sometimes to think about, right, what's your attitude like? Like, do you really feel that good? Are you really that excited about what you got going on in your life? Right? Are you really happy and giving and feeling grateful for what you have? Do you have a car right now? That's something to be grateful for. Do you have a shirt on your back? Something to be grateful for. Right? So we don't always take time to stop and check of how we're feeling in the moment. Like have a check-in with your body. Right? That is what self-awareness is being aware of your current state. Okay? And that is extremely important. So when's the last time, go ahead and write this down in the comments, when's the last time you actually sat down for more than 5 minutes and reflected on how you're feeling? Okay? and actually got into your physical body, like, and just sat there and was like, okay, what is anything hurting? Am I tired? What do I need to do to feel better? Like, and really just kind of got into the moment, the present, and how your physical body is feeling. Have you ever done that? If you haven't done that, this is an action item for you, right? For your notes, write that down. Just take 5 minutes and be present with your physical body. How are you feeling right now? Become self-aware of your current energy levels. Okay, when you take self-awareness and you go a little bit deeper, right, it's becoming aware of how you naturally are. How are you programmed? And aligning yourself with that programming. So let me give you an example. Let me write this down first. How well do you know yourself? Or I'm going to try to know yourself. Know yourself. And then I'm going to write 5 minutes. And then circle it so you can write this down as an action item if you haven't done this yet. Oops, 5 minutes. Something to do when our call is over tonight. Take some time and get in with your body. Sup, Sarah? Long time. Thanks for commenting. Good to talk to you again tonight. Appreciate your attendance and attention. We don't take that lightly, by the way. Let's see here. Okay, so self-awareness. So know yourself one step deeper on that. This is going to be really impactful, okay? So if you just get one thing from tonight, this would be it, okay? And that thing is aligning yourself with what you're naturally going to excel at. So let me just kind of share with you recently in my life what's kind of evolved and what's happened and how I've aligned myself. So in college, I was a researcher, I was a physics major, I was analytical, I was logical, and I was competitive because I was a college athlete. So not the softest, kindest, most fun person to be around all the time because I was like serious and game-faced and let's get shit done and let's go get a workout in and go compete in the hockey rink, and I'm just like intense all the time. It's like, dude, take a chill pill. Life's not that it doesn't have to be that serious, right? I'm talking to my younger self. And so that's kind of how I was operated, and that's just naturally how my state is. I just want to like go, right? So after college, I had this yearning to like really make a difference and help others get healthy because I struggled for so long, like I shared with you. And so I really wanted to do that, and the way I knew best to do that was to create an opportunity around that. So I became a health coach, and I started to help others do that. So when you're helping other people with their problems, you can't always be serious and game-faced. You got to have some fun, right? You got to have some enjoyment. You got to make things enjoyable. You got to teach at the same time. And so there's kind of this balance, which is the opposite for me. So I went on this total shift of energy mindset and developed the skill sets of how do you do that? How do you have fun with people and be excited and encourage them and make them feel like they're supported and support them and accountable at the same time, right? There's a lot of things that go on with that. So I spent years doing that, and in all honesty, it was unbelievable, but it did burn me out because that wasn't how I'm naturally wired. And recently, in the last year, I've kind of come to realize, for me, the perfect match is in the middle. I can't always be in my office just doing office work or research or cranking on that kind of stuff, and I can't always be in front of people because people are amazing and they're unbelievable, but if I'm talking to 100 people a day, every day, all day long, I get burnt out pretty quick, right? I don't know if you've ever had that experience. And so for me, I found in the middle is like my sweet spot. That's my self-awareness. That's me being able to reflect on how am I naturally wired and putting myself in a position to succeed, right? So I have energy, so I feel excited, so I have that yin and the yang, so I have the balance. And that's been a huge thing for me lately. So I tell you that story not to like just shine the light on me or talk about myself, but to give you an example of, okay, think about yourself. Think about how are you naturally programmed and wired, and what do you need to do to align yourself in a position to be successful, okay? Not everyone's meant to be a CEO. Not everyone's meant to be an entrepreneur, right? Not everyone's meant to be a caretaker or a daycare provider, right? I love my son, but if I had to be a daycare provider and manage 10 kids all day, every day, I would go, there's no way. I could not, I couldn't even handle that, right? So when someone can do that, right, a daycare provider can do that, unbelievable. So that's a skill set I don't have. So amen that they have that, they're willing to do it for the community. Unbelievable, right? So what are your strengths? What are you really good at? Maybe you're very compassionate. How can you align your compassion so you're utilizing that strength every single day? Versus what you've probably been told when you're younger, when you're growing up, is work on your strengths, work on your strengths. Work at what you're bad at, right? If you're really, really bad at math, spend more time working on math. And my whole stance is, maybe not. Maybe you spend enough time on math so you can manage and get by. But if you really want to excel in life, maybe you spend all the time you would have spent trying to get average at math, and you spend it in your strength zone, which maybe is compassion, and you spend your time being extremely compassionate and helping people with your compassion, and then you have a bigger impact. I just found that when you spend time in your strength zones and you're really aware of what you're good at and not good at, and you're honest with yourself, and you can be okay with that, things happen so much faster for you in life, and you'll feel less resistance during the day, you'll feel more excitement, you'll feel more passion, you'll feel less tired, you'll feel more energy, and things flow so much easier. So anyways, that's a little bit on self-awareness. So what are you really good at? Right? Take some notes or write in the comment section. What are you maybe not so good at? Right? I just share with you some of the things that I'm good at, maybe not so good at, or wouldn't be good at. Okay, but be aware of that for yourself. And think about that. And when you kind of take all these three chunks together into pillar number one, which is your mindset, it really sets the strong foundation. So if you're clear on your beliefs, if you have a great attitude because you're reflecting your beliefs on a daily basis in the moment, and you're very aware of what you're really good at, what you're not good at, and you put yourself in a position to utilize your strengths, you're going to fly. You're going to be super successful. Let me give you another recommendation if you want it. This is an old school book. It's called The Power of the Subconscious Mind. This kind of goes into all of this a little bit deeper in how your mind works and how you can leverage your mind. Another good book that I've studied in the past, and this is actually kind of a fun one, it's called Search Inside Yourself. It was actually written by, I don't even know how to say his name, Chad Meng Tang. He used to be a really highly functioning executive engineer at Google, and he left that amazing position with an amazing company to pursue his passion, which is solve world peace, which is just mind-blowing. But anyways, it's just basically how you look inside and kind of be aware of this kind of things. It gives you techniques and strategies on how to do that. So anyways, I want to give you some book references. If you're interested in growing and learning, and if you like to read, there will be great sources of information for you. But hopefully this was helpful. If you got just at least one nugget from tonight's live broadcast, I did my job. I feel good about that. And I want you to share this video with one friend that you think they would get something from this. So whether they're struggling to or have more energy, probably relates back to this. If they haven't been able to lose weight, probably relates back to this. If they haven't created the position of their dreams and don't have the dream career that they've always wanted to do or maybe would love to do, probably relates back to this. Any area of your life relates back to this. Specifically in Fit Family, we're talking about wellness and weight and physique and how to get you as healthy as possible so you can serve your family, serve your spouse, serve your community. Relates back to this. So wrap your mind around that, spend some time. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts in the comment section. And last thing I'll leave you with is, don't forget this Thursday night we have our first ever food and support webinar. So if you're kind of like, cool, Carl, this sounds awesome, this is great, but I'm still not exactly sure what to do. It still seems kind of, I need a little bit more tactical steps, step-by-step plan. So I will say, do this, do this, do this. Then you need to register for our Thursday night webinar, food and support webinar. There's a link in the description of this live show, live broadcast, whether you're with me right now or whether you're watching the recording. Either way, check out the link in the description and register for free for the webinar. You're going to learn a ton of information around this, what we're talking about tonight, and more tactical information on your nutrition and your food and how do you have the support. And that is the only place that you can sign up for our upcoming 7-day challenge, which is a 7-day challenge which will give you more details on the webinar of how do you get better food in, make it easier, cost less, and also have the support around eating healthier to maximize your energy. So anyways, we're going to get into all that in a webinar. Just sign up for the webinar. You're going to love it. Thursday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time is when it is. So jot that down in your calendar right now. Set that time aside because you're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. So if you've made it this far, if you're with us right now or just joining, thank you for being with us. Thanks for your attention. We love you. We appreciate you. We're going to keep doing our thing. We're going to keep growing this thing and getting the message out there and helping as many people as we possibly can. So if you feel like you're ready, if you feel like right now is the time for you to maximize your life, to evolve, to grow, to start to get more energy and feel better on a daily basis, so when you wake up, you're not groggy. So when you wake up, you're excited and you start tapping into that unlimited potential. Get on our webinar Thursday night and you're going to love it. But we will be with you back live next Tuesday for our weekly live broadcast, Fit Family Weekly, our show. And we're going to go over pillar number 2 of this 4-pillar framework. More information on that coming. But anyways, just wanted to set that out there for you. So, thank you for... Sarah. Yeah. Join us for the webinar. Cool. You're welcome, Sarah. I said thanks for tonight. You plan to sit and think about tonight's pillar. Cool. Very good, Sarah. Thank you for your comments. Appreciate you very much. We'll see you Thursday night for sure. And anyone else that wants to join, please join. It's going to be unbelievable. Okay. Have a great night. We will talk to you soon. Carl from Fit Family signing out. Peace.